Hi guys, my name's Nick and I've been living in the Algarve for like 22 years and I'm basically made a ton of videos, actually about 85 videos, all about the Algarve and what it's like to live here and what it's like to relocate here. So trying to help you relocate to Portugal and the Algarve in particular. And now I'm going on a trip all the way around Portugal and I'm discovering quite a few towns and cities in a sporadic way. Okay, so there's no plan to this, but what I have done is we've arrived in Braga. So the last video I did was actually we were driving up towards Braga from the Algarve, which is about 650 kilometers more or less. And it's taken us the entire day. And we stopped off for lunch in Batalha and I talked a little bit about the thing between the Spanish and the Portuguese, because there was a big battle between the Spanish and the Portuguese in Batalha. But now we're in Braga. And before I tell you in detail about Braga, I'm going to detail the three main places where we're going to go to in this trip and give you a little snippet of each one so you can look forward to what's coming up in the future. All right. I help people relocate, so if you want to, if you are relocating and you need some assistance, please go check out algarveaddicts.com.
What three locations would you road trip in northern Portugal? We chose Braga, Porto, and the Peneda Gerês National Park, which is spectacular. But we did that because we had certain reasons, which I'll go into now. So, what would you do? Just drop your answer in the comments. I'd love to hear it. I really would. Let's discuss it.
So the reason we have come up to Braga is because my daughter Isabella is writing school exams at her examination center here in Braga. Her school is busy organizing for future exams to be written down in the Algarve, as this is a pretty big trip for us, and all the other students from the Algarve as well. However, we decided to turn it into a fun, week-long working getaway, as both Manuela and I are working remotely throughout. Turn lemons into lemonade, right? Anyway, as you saw last week, we left our home in the Algarve on a Saturday late in May and headed north up the A2 highway. Our target was Batalha for lunch, which we made in 3.5 hours. After lunch, I filmed around Batalha, specifically for you guys, and then we drove onwards up through Porto to Braga.
All right, let's go, guys.
Arriving in the thick of an early summer thunderstorm, or late winter storm, however you want to look at it, we rushed into the first open restaurant, wolfed down some dinner, and checked into the Burgus Hotel. It's entitled a Tribute Design Hotel and pays homage to the rich 2,000-year-old history of Braga through its themed rooms. I mean, it's a small place, but really, really good place. It's only got 14 rooms and a wonderful bar restaurant area on the ground floor where you walk in just right off the street, where we had excellent breakfasts. The best thing though is that it's within walking distance of all the central monuments in the old town. So it's basically within the town walls, you know, the old town walls and the castle. The tough thing is that you need to get used to finding parking and walking about. However, there are tons of parking garages, and Burgus really very kindly, they have a couple of parking spots outside the hotel, and they reserved one for us. But thanks so much for the great deal, guys. Burgus, you're a legend. It was an amazing hotel. Loved it. We really appreciate it. So after 2 nights in Braga and sampling the delights of this fascinating city, even though it wasn't the best weather, it was like raining a bit and overcast, and you know, it makes it even more weird is because back home it's just absolutely hot down in the Algarve, like 30 degrees and sun shining. So anyway, we headed to Porto, which is Portugal's second largest city.
Oh my gosh, look at this weather.
It's pretty wild, isn't it? Not like this in the Algarve. This rain. Strolled around capturing some footage, but I wasn't super psyched and like I wasn't really in the right mood for filming. So I headed down to the parks and I found this beautiful park overlooking the Douro River and took some fantastic drone footage. I mean, the weather again wasn't super great, and it was actually quite cold. It was like 18 degrees or 17 degrees and cloudy. But, the weather up there in the north in Porto and Braga, as you can see from all the lush greenness, isn't so good. It rains quite a lot. And it's very, very different to the Algarve. So that's one thing worth noting. So nature is what I thrive on. So the birds and massive trees. Compared to the Algarve, these trees are rather large. And the general peace that you can find in the parks within the center of the city is perfect. So I just enjoyed myself, sampled, took some video, and then I moved out and had a coffee.
I was wandering around Porto, just as one is wont to do in a foreign city, just to get lost in it. It was fantastic. And I looked up, I was in the middle of a crowd, and I was like, what's this crowd all about? And I looked up, and there was Livraria Lelo. Now this, or commonly known as Lelo bookstore in English, is an old bookstore. It was actually created somewhere else, and then in 1906 this building was created, and in 1995 it was restored. In 2015 they actually started charging entrance there because people got wind of the fact that J.K. Rowling, who created the Harry Potter books, used to hang around there, and she got a lot of her ideas and inspiration from this bookstore, and you can see it's a beautiful place. I don't want to go, I'm not a crowd man, so I sort of went a couple of blocks away down to a nice quiet coffee shop that I know called Fabrica, which is great because all the other coffee shops like Zenith are all packed, and Zenith's really cool, but I just went to the nice quiet one just down the road, Fabrica, and I did a lot of work.
I just want to jump in here and take a quick break and say, this video is all about the 3 locations that we road tripped around in the northern Portugal. It was Braga, Porto and Gerês. Now I'm going to go into all of these places in much greater detail, also Guimarães as well, in future videos. So I'm just giving you a little overview of our road trip. Now, where would you go in the northern Portugal if you had the choice? Give me 3 locations. Drop your answers in the comments. All right, good morning. So we're just about to head out for a full day tour on the Douro, going on the cruise liner and then getting to a wine farm and then getting a train back. So it should be quite fun. So I'm just going to organize an Uber quick. Good morning, guys. Well, this makes a big change from the big city in Porto. I found a little guide online through this really cool app called All Trails. And it's only like 25 minutes outside of the city of Porto. But it's so nice. You can just smell the sweet eucalyptus. And it's good to be back in nature again. So I'm going for a little stroll and I'll take you with me. Wow, this is pretty steep. It's crazy. There are so many humans on the planet that actually don't or can't get into places like this. This was a really memorable holiday, and it was great to explore the north, but we didn't intend it to be like this, and it cost us a bomb, and we didn't really want to go, but we turned lemons into lemonade and had a fantastic time just joining the family together. I really can't wait to just show you all these places in greater detail. So look out for those upcoming episodes in the following weeks. Thanks a million, and we'll see you next time. Algarve Addicts.